Hey everyone, and welcome to Screams After Midnight TV edition. I'm Peter, that is Tim, and we of course are working our way through Tales from the Crypt, the anthology horror series from HBO from the early 90s. And this is going to be season 2. So actually no, I tell a
Nope.
lie. I tell a lie. Oh, I forgot, we've changed season. This is season 3, episode 1. It's A Brave New World. That's not the name of the episode, I'm just saying it's A Brave New World. The episode is called Loved to Death. Full spoilers for the episode, as always. So the plot of this one is we have a main character, Edward, who is a aspiring writer in Hollywood. He's not actually made anything yet. He actually quit his job so he could write his first script, which, in my experience, no writer on the planet ever quit a job to work on their first script.
No,
you write
it's idiotic.
you write your first, probably, I don't know, 100 scripts whilst also working, if that,
Yeah.
more, probably more. Anyway, it's whatever. I've got $5,000 saved up, he says. That's not going to last that long. Anyway, I don't know, maybe rent and stuff was cheaper in the early 90s. Like, enough
Certainly.
that $5,000 could last you a long time. Doesn't seem like it, but whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
so he's writing his first screenplay, and he has this weird, like, sort of sexual fantasy about this woman, and then he sort of falls for. And it's the same actress who plays her, this neighbour, who turns out to be a sort of actress who does a lot of B movies and stuff, and he falls for her. Meanwhile, we also have the mysterious landlord character who the tenants have never seen his face. They only hear him over the intercom, and he's got a camera outside of his door, and he's always watching. He's always smoking a cigar, and he's always watching the security cameras. Which is one of the touches of this one that I actually really like. There's a couple of it's essentially a love potion story. The guy is hopeless with her. He ends up taking a love potion from the mysterious landlord, and it ends up being too much. It's actually not even that dissimilar to a couple of plots we've already had. It's a simple love potion story. However, I actually really liked this one because it was so quirky and it had all these little things that just made it feel a bit different. Like the mysterious landlord. Like the fact that when he dies at the end, we actually get a scene in heaven.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really enjoy this one.
Oh, really? Oh, I was
Yeah, I
kind
kind
of
of
into it.
like. I agree with you that it is a little more interesting than some of the stuff we see. Like it's kind of all over the place, but I feel like it never feels like it comes together. Like I have
That's
no
fair.
idea.
That's fair. It's kind of a glorious car wreck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's so weird, this one, that I kind of get into it because he like the main character Edward. So he first meets this neighbor when she's down in the laundry room, and he walks down the stairs, and it's like a basement laundry room for the building, and she's on her big chunky mobile cellular phone, like this big brick, because it's the early 90s,
Yeah.
and she's like talking to her agent or someone, and he's coming down the stairs and he notices her. So for some reason, even though at this point there's no reason to feel a need to hide, like she's just on the phone doing her laundry. Like this is a communal place in the building. You're supposed to be able to come in. It's not like a toilet where you no, I'll wait outside.
Yeah.
But he for some reason like ducks behind some boxes and peeps at her from behind like cover. It's really weird and creepy. But he's such a goofy little character that it feels less threatening and more just kind of pathetic. Uh,
Well, I think that was a kind of a problem I had is I never really like I didn't hate the main character, but I definitely never liked him.
oh, he's not sympathetic. He's not remotely
Yeah,
sympathetic.
but yeah, so many times I just wanted to scream like dude, why are you in love with this woman that you never met
Do you
that
know what?
knows nothing about you?
I actually think this is ahead of the time now that I'm thinking about it. I think this is the perfect analogy for someone who falls in love with a woman on the internet and is too
Okay.
scared to actually interact with them. Because every time he talks to her, he does something stupid, and not like a normal stupid, like he's just nervous way. He does something weird, like he's not all there in the head. Like
Yeah.
where he's fantasizing that she's this blonde in his movie script, and he goes up and like puts his arms around her, and of course she's like, "What the hell are you doing? Get out!"
Yeah.
But he's like confused, like, "What? What's wrong with that?"
Yeah, there's definitely some screws loose with this dude. Like between quitting his job because he thinks he's going to become a famous scriptwriter and thinking that this woman might love him that he's never met before.
At one point, he even says when he goes in to talk to her, because she kind of, I mean, she's not even that sympathetic either, because she like kind of like says, "Oh, let's get a drink later," and then she stands him up, and he's like waiting outside her door for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like, so she's not necessarily nice, admittedly, but
True.
she's at least not weird like that. She's a bit of a bitch, but not what he is. But at one point, once he finally comes in for the drink, like the next day, he says, "Oh, I'm writing a script. There's a part in it for you. I changed their name, so it's your name. It'll make us both famous. We're both from Idaho." Or was it Indiana? Whatever, who cares? Right? They're both from the same state. And all I could think was like, this is so pathetic. Yeah, this is the most pathetic thing ever. He's so awful. But it was I was never not entertained. Like I was basking in the insanity that was this character, and then the mysterious landlord who, because I didn't know what way the plot was going to go at first. Obviously, it became clear it was going to be a love potion story at one point, but before that, I was like, is it going to be about this mysterious landlord like controlling his tenants and like playing games with them? Because I felt like it was kind of setting that up with the cameras and him being like having this intercom where he talks to them, and it just but he's just the landlord who happens to have a love potion.
Which I do like that there is like a weird, creepy landlord. Like it does add this little bit of mystery to it, but it's just one of those things that feels like, all right, wait, why did this happen? Like, how does he have this thing? I don't know. I guess I shouldn't question it too much. But
I feel like this is not one you want to question. So he gives her the love potion, and she instantly turns into obsessively in love, and they start having sex constantly to the point where he gets sick of it, and he's like, "I'm trying to write my script, and you're not you're not letting me have 10 minutes to write the script." And she's like, "Oh, no, I'm going to drain you dry," and blah, 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 blah.
It's like never a sexy thing to hear.
So he goes back to the landlord, and he's like, "Well, there's no end in it, but here's a." So actually, do you know what's the thing about the love potion? This was something that would really occurred to me. Going with this idea that he's this pathetic loser, is that when he was like putting it in the glass, because he brings over like champagne or whatever to like try and make amends. Mm-hmm. All I could think was, is this just a roofie? Is he just giving him a roofie?
I mean,
that's what it felt like.
I mean, if you want to look at the context of it, it is a dude that drugs a woman to get her to be with him. And
then when he finds out the drug is too effective, he decides to try and just poison her straight up to kill her. But of course, he accidentally takes the glass with the poison. He goes to heaven, and then because she was still madly in love from the potion, she decided to immediately kill herself to come to heaven so she could be with him up there. And her face is all mangled because she had jumped out the window and landed on her face.
Man, like heaven looks so boring. It was just like it's kind of like an empty place with, unless it's like kind of like hell.
I think it was the lobby to heaven. I think he was just waiting in the lobby for us to get assigned to where he's going and up there. I think that's all it is.
Yeah. One thing I was a little disappointed in, because I actually remember seeing this one as a kid. So I knew where it was going, and I guess it's just one of those things where you like embellish stuff in your head as a kid. But I remember at the end, like her looking so gruesome, and like I thought, that she had like glass sticking out of her face and like just tons of gore and makeup. So I was kind of disappointed when I saw it. I was like, oh, it's definitely not as bad as I remember.
Nah, it's more like arsehole face from Preacher.
Yeah.
It's more like that if I'm comparing it to something. Joe's funny actually. I recognise the actress who plays Miranda, the actress Mariel Hemingway. I recognised her from something. I didn't know what from though. Like I know her face as I was watching it, and I looked her up. Do you know what I know her from? I know her from Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. The quest for peace.
The piss for Quest.
Superman 4: The Quest. Well, that movie's a goddamn train wreck. I might as well screw up the title. I mean, why not? So she was in that.
Interesting.
And that's what I know her face from. To be fair,
favorite Superman movie.
This was after that, so she went up in her career at least. Cause, I mean, an episode of Tales from the Crypt is better than Superman 4.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, I think this one had a wacky charm to it, even if it didn't make a whole lot of sense, and even if it didn't. Yeah. It's not up there with the best episodes. Don't get me wrong, but I think it had like a wacky. let's just do really weird shit kind of feeling to it that I was kind of into.
Yeah, it's hard to get mad at this kind of stuff when you're watching it because they're just short, like end up being 20 something minute episodes. Like if this was a movie that we were reviewing, for Screams, like I feel like you would be a lot more angry with it. But just because it's it lasts so much longer and you invest much more time, and this it doesn't really feel like much of an investment. So even if there's weird stuff you don't like or doesn't make sense, it's kind of easy to let it go.
I think not making sense and having weird stuff's fine. I think the problem with some movies though is they'll have something that's only really got the plot for 20 minutes and they'll stretch it
Yeah.
out to 90. Whereas here, like this fills its 20 plus minutes and that's
Yeah,
fine.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah, it didn't stretch it out to a ridiculous amount. That said, if they went down the plot of the mysterious landlord and what he's up to, they could
Yeah.
have made this 90 minutes. I feel like there was a lot of plot in there, just not untapped potential is what that
Yeah.
is. I almost want like an entire season of this show just to be like set in this building with this landlord, but he gives out different things to different tenants and
Well, that'd
like,
actually be like a really good what do you call it? Premise for like an anthology
horror
show.
movie, yeah, or a show, yeah,
Or show, yeah, show movie.
yeah.
I'd buy that.
Yeah, like he's giving out different potions. He's giving out different, I don't know, bits of
Sneakers,
advice. Snickers
sneakers,
or Snickers.
trainers. What I guess you would call it. I don't know.
That was just to be said. I thought I heard maybe I just bought a Snickers and I just I heard
True.
Snickers, but no, fun wacky episode. I have no complaints. I enjoyed my time with it. It's not one of the best ones by any means, but it had enough randomness and weirdness to it, and the character was such a little pathetic sleazeball that
Yeah.
I couldn't help but enjoy him get his comeuppance and realise he's because it's almost like they wanted us to sympathise with him because he was such a loser, but he's so
Yeah.
creepy about how he actually approaches her that it's like, no, I don't want you to get the girl. I want you to get arrested, you creepy little perv.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes, and I don't think that they were trying to do this, but I do think sometimes that there are movies that just think automatically like the guy's gonna be sympathetic because he's a loser and you want him to get with a girl, but sometimes it's kind of like, well, no, screw that guy. Like he's a like piece of shit.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, she's not
Also,
that pleasant either in this one. None of the characters in
yeah,
this are that nice. There's an old neighbour who like kind
oh yeah,
of mocks him briefly, like near the start, just to say. Yeah, she's basically just there so you can tell someone he's a writer, just to sort of
yeah.
set up the whole I've got $5,000, I quit my job, like all that information comes when he's talking to
Yeah.
the neighbour.
There's also there's also kind of a funny scene when they're like having sex and she walks by and she just like listens for a second and gets real happy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was there. Because I thought, yeah, because she's only in that one scene at the start where she's there for the exposition, and then there's that one little moment during the sex. You're right. There is that.
I will also say that I mean, we only see really brief glimpses of it, but if those like imagination scenes are any indication of what his script is like, it seems so bad.
Yeah,
It's
he's better off dead, is what you're saying.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
if he quit his job because he felt like that was like the burning story inside him that he needed to tell.
yeah, he quit his job to write his first screenplay, but he seems to not actually have any idea what his screenplay is going to
Yeah.
be.
It's just like a guy and a woman just being like, "Oh, I'm home.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Well, see, this is when it started at the start of the episode, I thought he was writing a porno. Because
Oh yeah,
that's how cheesy the acting and setup was. Is like the wife just
Yep.
decides to like rip his clothes off when he comes in. I thought, oh right, so he's writing a porno, and then no, that's just his writing. Great, excellent. Cat, what are you doing?
Oh.
I love how my cat's right in my face, and there's a cat behind you who's licking himself. There's cats, cats all over the place right now. But there you go. That's Tales from the Crypt. We started season 3. We're soldiering on into the 3rd season. This is exciting. So let us know what you thought of this one in the comments below. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Helps us out a lot. Get us on Twitter at mild_fuzz for channel updates. So you can get me on Twitter at Wibble89. Get Tim at Tim Vergulish. But that's us, guys. So thanks for watching. Firefly here, thanks you for watching as well, although he's moving around now. But no, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.